an hour or 2 days. I'm like, that better throw away everything else I'm doing and just crochet an outfit. So I'm going to see Hosier this weekend, not this weekend, this coming week. And so I started making this despite the fact that I don't really have any time to work on it. It's not done yet, but it's gonna be just like a little bell sleeve top, right? It's super cute. But again, I'm not done with it yet. So let me know why I was like, oh, I can't just wear the shirt. I have to make a matching skirt when I haven't even finished the top. So now I'm just gonna be wearing little scraps of yarn to see Hosier. So I hope he likes my fit. We'll see if I actually prepare for the concert. Stay tuned.
Add a little bit of spice.
So apparently photos are dead and reels are the only thing that gets seen. So here's a 7-second reel of a photo.
Seen from my last video, as you can see here, I tried to crochet this hat and it did not fit at all. So I absolutely refused to remake it because it took long. So I sat there and stretched out for a really long time in hopes that it got bigger, and this is how it turned out. I'm obsessed with the outcome. I added red, white, and black beads because I wanted to give Black Widow vibes. I'll definitely be making more.
Ich lerne Deutsch.
5 stitches you need to know if you're a beginner crocheter. Number 1 is the slip stitch. Insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, and pull through 1 loop. Number 2 is a single crochet. Insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over again, and pull through 2 loops. Number 3 is half double crochet. Yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, and pull through all 3 loops. Number 4, double crochet, yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through the first 2 loops only, then yarn over again and pull through the last 2 loops. Number 5, treble crochet, yarn over twice, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through the first 2 loops, yarn over, pull through the next 2 loops, yarn over, and pull through the last 2 loops. And you can see how on each stitch, we're increasing the height slightly. So just with these 5 stitches, you can start crocheting.
If you're thinking about making the Betty McKnit 6-Day Style Blanket, I've got some tips and tricks to share with you. Tip number 1, you should definitely check out Betty McKnit's YouTube channel. Her video tutorials are really good, they're so detailed, and she takes you through every step of the way, which is really helpful in conjunction with the written pattern. So yeah, definitely check out our website, check out our YouTube, and get the written pattern because yeah, it's easy, it's really easy to follow. Tip number 2, I reckon you should organise your yarn before you're starting your project and make sure you've got enough of the certain colours you want to be using. I worked mostly from my stash. I had to buy a few extra balls at the end to make up some colours that ran out. But in working from my stash, I came into a little bit of a problem in that the rows towards the end were using quite a lot of yarn. Some of them were using more than a 50-gram ball of yarn. So if you want a row to have a single colour all the way around, you have to plan which yarns you're going to use where, and if you're running low on certain colours, make sure you do them in earlier rounds where you'll make it all the way around. Which brings me to point 3. You can make your blanket in a completely chaotic manner, which is a-okay, but I liked to have a little bit of a think about how I was going to spread my colours out in my blanket just to make it look a little bit more cohesive. With my blanket, I changed colours every row, which I think worked really well. I feel like it looks really fun, but I also was a little bit careful about where I put the colours so they were kind of nicely spaced out. You can see here I tried to keep the greens pretty evenly spaced, same with the reds, same with the purples. I try to bring them in sort of about the same distance apart each time to make it look a little bit more uniform. The other thing I did was alternate the stripes that I did in each colour when I brought it back in. With the white, for example, when I first used it, I did a double crochet row, then I did a single crochet, then I did one of the cluster rows, and then I did a single crochet row, and then I did another double towards the end. Tip 4 is just make sure you know what you're doing in your rows. It's a really easy pattern. It's got this repeating block of 6 rows, which is super easy to follow. It means you don't really have to reference the pattern once you've learnt the repeat. You can just sort of look at what's happened previously to know which row you're up to. The one thing I would say to watch out for, and this tripped me up, and I made one mistake in my blanket, is that the single crochet rows, there's 2 single crochet rows in each repeat block of 6 rows, but they are slightly different. Maybe when you're doing your single crochet row, have a little think, because in one of these rows, I think it was this white one here, I did forget and I did 3 single crochets in the top point when I was supposed to do 4. It wasn't a big deal, it just meant that I had to skip a stitch in each point along the way up to make sure it evened out before I got to the top. You can't notice, it's completely fine, but yeah, maybe just have a think about that. And tip number 5, yeah, it's called the 6-Day Style Blanket, but as we've discussed before, that is based on the toddler size blanket. So please don't stress about getting it made in 6 days. I really enjoyed doing a couple hours a night on this project. It was a really fun one to pick up while I was watching telly and work on. So if you're thinking about making this blanket, I reckon you definitely should, because I had a super fun time and it looks amazing. So yeah, thanks Betty. It's a really great pattern. I loved it.
I be dirty dancing, all the yelling gravy slaves.
Damn, baby, you so vicious, you so clean, so lit.
Living life, every day, late at night, not okay. All I want, and I pray, all I need are some better days. Fuck me, I'm looking in the mirror, so foggy, but I've never seen clearer. I don't really think anyone can save me, and honestly I'm not really sure I want saving. I like to be my own worst enemy. There's no risk if you don't try at anything, so I'ma just keep buying everything. See you in the next life, have to be a better me.